Well, what we've learned is that Christian Horner is still technically employed by Red Bull, but he's been removed from operational duties. This update came as part of an emotional address he gave to staff at the Milton Keynes factory, speaking to a group of around 800 team members. He said it had been the privilege of his life to be part of the team, building it up and achieving success together, 8 Drivers' World Championships and 6 Constructors' World Championships. He became quite emotional toward the end of his speech, but confirmed he's no longer handling day-to-day operations. However, it seems likely, though not confirmed, that this is a precursor to a final exit arrangement from Red Bull. Now, we believe Max Verstappen has been at the Red Bull factory today. How do you think he's taken the news? Yes, it appears that Max's private jet landed at an airport near Milton Keynes, and while he may have been scheduled to be there anyway for simulator duties, as we're currently on a short break before the Belgian Grand Prix, he's made a point to be present. His visit is likely meant to reassure his engineers and show the staff that he remains committed, at least in the short term. We still don't know his long-term plans, but during this period of instability within Red Bull's leadership, his presence sends a clear signal that he's ready to work with the team's new boss, Laurent Mekies. How do you think Horner's departure might affect Max's decision to stay with Red Bull? That's a tough question. Max Verstappen was asked just a few weeks ago if he would definitely stay with Red Bull, and he responded by saying his current focus was on improving the car, and then he'd decide. But based on comments from his father, Jos Verstappen, and the fact that Max hasn't publicly contradicted his father's stance, it seems he's tacitly supporting what Jos has said. Given Jos is a former Formula One driver himself, Max's alignment with his father's views suggests he might now feel that some key issues within the team's leadership have been addressed, possibly making him more comfortable staying. If Max stays at Red Bull, could that impact George Russell and his situation at Mercedes? Absolutely, it's likely good news for George Russell. It potentially removes one competitor for the Mercedes seat. That said, Russell might be asking himself why Mercedes were reportedly courting Verstappen in the first place. George has had strong results at Mercedes, winning races and outperforming Lewis Hamilton in 2 of the 3 seasons they've been teammates. He may be wondering what more he needs to do. Still, Verstappen staying at Red Bull could certainly boost Russell's confidence about his future with Mercedes. You mentioned earlier how successful Horner had been. If this really is the first step toward his exit, where do you think he might go next? That's the million-dollar question, or, in Christian Horner's case, possibly the $12 million question, given what he reportedly earned at Red Bull. It's a good problem to have. For now, it seems he's planning to take some time to reflect on what's happened over the past tumultuous 18 months. Some of the teams he could potentially move to are not in a position to decide yet. For example, at Ferrari, team principal Frederic Vasseur has a contract that expires at the end of 2025, so the team may take their time evaluating their leadership. Another option could be Alpine, which is the works Renault team under their sports brand. But Alpine has its own leadership issues. Renault Group currently has no CEO, as Luca De Meo has stepped aside. For now, Flavio Briatore is serving as executive advisor, but ultimately Jean-Dominique Senard, the chairman of the Renault Group, would have to make any major decisions. And at that high corporate level, things tend to move slowly. So for now, Horner's next move seems to be on hold, which might suit him, giving him time to reflect and assess what comes next. Certainly never a dull moment in Formula One. Thank you very much for your insights, Ted.